Hey, this is Scott Townsend. Thanks for joining the Scott Townsend Show. Just real quick before we get into the program, I'd like to say a big thanks, hat tip to Pop's Daylight Donuts and Castafly Outdoor Adventures. At Pop's, we got Easter coming up this weekend, so they've got a special going on from April the 2nd through the 4th. You can get a free bunny rabbit made out of a donut. April 2nd through the 4th, and they're open on Sunday from 5 to 9. So stop by Pop's Daylight Donuts. If you're here in Bartlesville, say hi to Mark for me and get your free, one per person, a free bunny rabbit made out of a donut. Sounds pretty cool, right? Now let's kick it over to Castafly Outdoor Adventures.
Adventure. That's where it begins. We look to create and document our moments in time while embracing the majestic wonder and beauty of the great outdoors. Our quest is to explore the back roads of the Ozarks, camping, fishing, and just getting lost. Refresh your spirit and join us on our next adventure.
Paul and his crew invite you to subscribe to the Castafly Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel.
Welcome to the Scott Townsend Show, brought to you by Dietzo Man Productions.
Hey, this is Scott Townsend, and thanks for joining the Scott Townsend Show. And today, once again, I have with me Mark McKinnon. Mark, how's it going?
Going great. Thank you, Scott.
We've been talking about 57 things that I would tell my younger self, and have been trying to post this like once a week. And I didn't post it last week because it got behind. But so here we are, recording some more, and we're going to deviate just for a minute on this episode from my 57 pieces of advice, because you brought something up that was just a while ago. You brought it up. I mean, like 15 minutes ago.
Correct.
This is hot off the press. You brought up a topic that I thought was, and you really think this is important.
Sure, I do.
And I think that the people listening, watching, are going to find this as important. At least I hope you do, because it is very important. What are we talking about? We're talking about passwords.
Passwords, yeah.
So, Mark, talk to me about passwords.
Well,
tell me the story.
The story's this is, I'm probably like everybody else. To try to make things streamlined and easy for me to work, and I have so many passwords. I had one password that I would never forget, because it meant something to me in my life, and that's why I used it. And so
you had one password for everything, pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, for 60% of my stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And
that's a lot. That's like I've done the same thing.
Sure.
And I'm sure everybody's done that.
Yeah, and I never thought anything about it. I mean, sometimes you go through life, and I've been running a business for a long time, and I've run my life like that for a long time. Never thought anybody would ever do anything, and then lo and behold, I'm in Minnesota with my grandkids and my daughter and son and all the family, and I get a call from last Friday, get a call from the donut shop. Hey, Mark, we got a problem. Square's logged off, and we can't get on, and we're in the middle of a rush. What's wrong? Well, I don't know what's wrong. I'm thinking, my first thought that goes in my mind is, log off and log back on.
Yeah.
So that's what I told them. They just shut everything off, reboot, and log back. We've tried that.
Don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic. Let's just do this. We've already done it 10 times. I said, okay, so something's really wrong. So I called Square, and lo and behold, they had shut down the systems because someone had broke in to my Square account and replaced my password with their own password, and had tried to accommodate, take the money, position themselves to take the money out of my account every day by adding a debit card that the deposit would go to. And so then, long story short about this, is just that, so everything was compromised then. Everything that I had that password on now was compromised because that password was out there and found out. And so
whoever discovered it ran it through all the so how do they know what credit cards you have? And
I don't know how they do that.
But they did it.
But they did it. So somehow, I don't know if they look in the emails, in your email list or something when they get into your account, and see who you converse with. Maybe that's how they do that. I don't know. But the long and the short again of this is just simply, all my credit cards were compromised. All of my they had got in and got into all my reward programs and cleaned out all my points. They had applied for numerous credit cards and this and that and bought cards and all these things. So, Gift cards. Now, the one thing I did do right, Scott, was I have always had LifeLock.
And I don't have LifeLock. I should probably look into that.
Right. And I got that because I was in business and because I want of identity situation. That's the one thing I did right. The thing I did wrong was I didn't realize that I could do my password easier and more efficiently, which we talked about today. Now, what was that we were talking about?
So I mentioned to you I use 1Password. I think there's another software out there called LastPass, something like that.
Okay.
And I'm sure there's others. But it's on your phone, it's on your computer. You download it, and then it'll generate. Either you can enter in the password that you want,
right,
or you can ask it to generate a password for you. And like I was showing you, you can auto-generate 4 characters up to 18 characters, 20 characters actually.
Sure.
And you can do numbers only, alphabet only, numbers, alphabet, lowercase, uppercase, symbols, all that stuff. And it was interesting. I was showing you that graph a while ago. I should put a link in the show notes to this graph, and I'll put the link to 1Password and LastPass in the show notes as well. But if you have an 18-character password that is all the stuff,
sure,
it's estimated that it'll take a computer 7 quadrillion years to figure it out.
Longer than my lifetime, I guess, then, right?
It'll take them a while, in other words.
Yes, it will.
So
he said, Scott showed me this, and I thought, okay, well, of course, when this happened to him, my son called me. He's a techie in the family, and he told me the same exact thing Scott's telling me. You need a 1Password,
or a vault,
or something like that. Then it's kind of crazy how I'm not a tech person at all. I'm just not. I can text and do whatever I need to do, but then I check my phone and I find out that there actually is a sort of a vault on my phone that I didn't even know was there under password in my settings.
I'm not so sure I was aware of that either. I don't know.
I can't tell you how many times, Scott, I forgot cut passwords and tried to find the password, and all along it was sitting in my phone. Now I feel stupid because it was there, and it's face recognition or thumbprint, whatever. And so they've been there forever. I didn't know that. Now I know that. And so life's busy. You're trying to simplify your life. I should have taken the 30 minutes that would have probably taken me maximum to do everything that needed to be done to get it straightened out. So I just suggest to anybody who's listening to it, if you don't have proper passwords, ones that you can't break into for 7 quadrillion years, you need to take the time to go do that. And you also need to take the time to get your 1Password or whatever it is and set it up, because according to Scott, I can open that up and tap on whatever it is I want to get into, and I tap it and I'm in it. So we're trying to simplify our life. That's simple. Mm-hmm. And then no one can get in there. And then Lance was telling me, which I mentioned to you, that if that ever happens, that you forget the password or whatever it is for 1Password, then it's gone. No one's ever going to get a hold of it. But you said, Scott, that there are backups.
An emergency kit that they provide you with, and you download it, print it off, and then stick it in a safe deposit box or something, so that if for whatever reason you forget your password, you can go in and find it and get back into the account.
Yeah.
Now this brings up another point too. This is another thing that people probably don't think they need to do, but I can tell you right now it's very important, and that is, you need a will. Everyone knows you need a will. The other thing is digital legacy. So, if I were to die today,
right,
would Celeste know where to go to get all the passwords? So so many people have been locked out of everything because they had a person in their family die, a spouse, and they were locked out.
Wow, what a great point.
So 1Password,
Okay.
I added, they have a family thing.
Okay.
And I added Celeste to it.
All
So
right.
now all she's got to do is know that 1Password, and she can
She's
go
set.
in there and she can
Oh,
find
man.
everything.
Is that convenient or what?
So you don't want to think about death and dying,
But it's going to happen.
it's going to happen. We're not getting out of this.
Now I'll tell you this. The one thing I have done is I know the importance of getting a will. So recently I found someone to do a will for me.
Oh, okay, good.
But I didn't have one in the past.
Right.
And I don't know what is with us human beings. We put off what's really important sometimes for something that's really not very important. And so I need to follow through and get it done, because the last thing I want for my family to have to do is fight for what's rightfully theirs.
Right.
Right?
If I can get a box for that, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that's really another good point. And so while we're talking about password protection, we're talking about wills, we're talking about all these things today. And so another thing that's available to us at a very minimal cost is the house protection thing we were talking about just a minute ago, Scott. The ringer,
the ring doorbell.
the ring doorbell.
thing? Yeah.
Which is another. Listen, I know some folks who have it. I don't have one yet. I'm going to get one. But I think that's another thing that, it's so easy to set up. Scott said to me while we were having lunch, he said, if I can put it up, anybody can put it up.
That's absolutely true.
So that means you don't have to be a rocket scientist to put the ring up. I mean, but it can save you money, time,
Or help you see something
you need
that
to
might
see.
help a neighbor.
Right, sure, help somebody because they go right across the street.
Right.
So you never know. So again, these are just things that it kind of reminds me, Scott, of one of our programs where we did the 10%
or the
10%, where you need to. We talked about how important it was to invest 10% of your money,
Save 10%
for yourself,
of
for your
everything
life.
you make.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about that. This falls in that category where this is something that needs our attention. These are one of those things that we just don't do because either one, and I know a lot of folks who are a little bit older, it's a little too tough for you. You think it's going to be hard for you to figure out how to do this, but it's not. They can tell you how to do everything once you get on the phone, and they can walk you right through it.
Right.
So I encourage you, young, old, in between, super seniors, they call it, whatever it is, it's never too late to do the right thing. And what we're talking about doing is doing the right thing. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you've allowed yourself to become attacked, stolen from.
Right.
And now you're, listen, most people are going to get their money back. A lot of folks
Yeah.
will. But the whole thing is the stress. I just went through it. It took me 2.5, 3 days, and I'll continue to go through some of it because it'll continue to pop up. But I didn't sleep for 3 days. It's not worth that.
Right.
I can sleep all night with it like this. I believe you got that 1Password. That's not going to be an issue anymore. Don't you think?
I would seriously believe it, yes.
Yeah.
So go out there and get your passwords changed. If you have everything, if all your passwords are 1Password, change it, get 1Password, get LastPass, whatever. And and if you are married or have a significant other, make sure that they know where those passwords are.
Yeah.
So that they don't get locked out in case something happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
Mark, thanks for that.
Hey, Scott, thanks for this time.
For Mark McKinnon, this is Scott Townsend. Thanks for joining the Scott Townsend Show, and we'll talk to you later.
The Scott Townsend Show is a Dietzo Man production. For more episodes, visit the Scott Townsend Show YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.